A viral YouTube video could actually really hurt your law firm. And I know this sounds counterintuitive because social media is telling us we need more subscribers, we need more views, we need a larger following in order to grow our businesses, right? But I'm here to tell you that virality can actually hinder your law firm more than it can help. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about why creating a viral video shouldn't really be your goal and what you should focus on instead. Hi, my name is Sarah. If we haven't met yet, this channel is all about helping attorneys save time and make money with video. So before we are going to address what you need to be focused on with the outcomes of your video, we have to take a step back and really think about what is my overall goal in creating this content, this video content for YouTube in the first place, right? And this is super important to consider because what a lot of people do is they start a channel, they start posting content, and they haven't really began with the end in mind. And so they get discouraged when, they're not seeing the outcomes that they want, but they haven't really dialed in, like, what's the overall goal and purpose of this channel in the first place, right? So most of the people on YouTube fall into two camps. So the first camp is you are a creator, and effectively this is not going to be most of you, because for creators their channel really is the business, right? And their channel is all about getting more views, so YouTube can pay them ad revenue, as well as they can get like brand sponsorship deals, right? So that's creator, that's one camp. So the second group of people are really business owners like me and probably like yourself that are looking to just bring additional leads into their business, right? So we've got two different camps. We've got the creator and we've got the business owner. So if you're an attorney, you're likely going to fall into that second bucket where you're a business owner that's trying to bring in additional leads for your law firm. Great. So if leads are the goal, the natural next question is, how many leads do I actually need to get enough closed business to run my law firm? And so these are numbers that if you've been in business for a while, you likely know, but it's just like, it's helpful to just take 15 minutes and write some of this stuff out on paper just to really understand how many leads do I actually need in my business, how much closed business do I actually need to have in my law firm so that we can remain profitable and thriving, right? And I think that what you'll find is that it's likely a lot less. Now, this number can really fluctuate depending on what type of practice you run. You might run more of a volume practice, or you might turn away more cases than you take on because you have a particular niche that you serve. But it's just really important to get some of these numbers down on paper, because let's just think about this for a second. Let's say you need to bring in 10 additional cases a month for your law firm to be profitable. Okay, great. So you have that number 10. So you have that number 10, but then in your head, as you're making videos, you think, oh my gosh, this video needs to get like 20,000 views, right? And if you think about it, if you are talking and you are creating content for your ideal viewer, you do not need 20,000 views, 30,000 views. I mean, some people think, oh, I need 100,000 views. I don't need 100,000 views to get just 10 additional clients a month. That math, like more views, doesn't necessarily correlate with this target, this overall goal that we're trying to achieve with the channel, which is to bring in more leads in the first place. This notion that we need to create viral content and content that just gets a ton of views in order for us to be successful and bring in additional leads on YouTube, in my opinion, comes from just comparing ourselves to other people's channels, right? So here's a little bit of an example of the comparison game that I'm talking about. So here is a channel, America's Estate Planning Lawyers by Paul Rabalais. At the time of this recording, he has almost 285,000 subscribers, right? Large channel, and by the way, as you can tell, he's shot over 700 videos, so that's like a whole lesson in and of itself. We can cover that in another video, but his law firm services almost all of the United States, right? So it makes sense that his content is going to have a wider reach, and therefore he would have more subscribers. And so when you think about you as an attorney that's specifically focused in one particular state, your reach is inherently going to be less. And so this is where this comparison trap can really hurt you, where it would be easy to look at Paul Rabalais and see, oh my gosh, this channel is so large and it's so successful and then look at my channel and I'm getting like 10 views on my videos or whatever. it's really easy to compare ourselves, but you likely run an entirely different business than Paul Rabalais does at the America's Estate Planning Lawyers, right? Because it's just totally different who you serve. When perhaps they go to call you, you're not going to be able to do business with them, right? So that's one thing. And then another thing, I mean, that'd be almost like the best case scenario. People are calling in wanting to work with you, but you're not barred in their state, so you can't work with them. The second thing is if you create content that is more focused on your ideal client that pertains to your state, for example, California, then all of the other people that came in are just going to click off of those videos, and those send negative signals to YouTube that you're not creating content that's relevant for your ideal client. And so you're basically, what the metric is in your analytics is going to be your retention rate is lower. People come in and they just leave almost immediately because content doesn't resonate with them. It doesn't solve their particular problem. So you might be saying to yourself, okay, Sarah, I got it. Like, I understand virality shouldn't be the goal. Okay, what is it that I do focus on with my videos, right? If I want to attract leads into my law firm, it's really simple. You want to create content to attract one ideal client. A lot of people, they get really broad and they start to think like all the different clients that they've served, and they want to make sure that they're not limiting themselves. So they just, kind of speak broadly to everybody's situation, but it doesn't really cut through to any one person. So a simple exercise to really identify and get clarity on who your ideal client is if you just take a few minutes and think about, if I could copy and paste this particular client that I've loved to work with in the past, maybe you're working with them now and you think, oh my gosh, like if I could have 10 of this exact same client, like I would love to run my business. Like I would love to run my law firm. Like I would love everything about this. So think about that particular person that you want to attract. Think about what they care about. Think about what this person, your ideal client, thinks about at night, what stresses them out, what gives them joy, how do they feel supported? How do you walk this particular person through their legal issue, right? Because it's going to be different than the next person. So all of your content really needs to be channeled very directly to serve that one ideal client, because again, if you're talking to everyone in 2024 with how noisy things are in social media, you're talking to no one. Like, it's just, your message is not going to cut through. And if you want to hear more about how to actually identify who is your ideal client for your law firm, watch this video right here where I guide you through a series of questions for you to clearly identify who is your ideal client.